Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the We're Not Stumped podcast. I'm your host, Mike Bolin, and today is news and notes, headlines, whatever we call them now on Thursdays. But it's May 1st. Can you believe that? May 1st of 2025. Boy, it's going quick already. Hey, a couple things to remind you of. If it's May 1st, that means in May, 2 days, Kentucky Derby is going to be running. That's always a fun thing to watch. And 2 days after that is Cinco de Mayo. That's a cool thing to watch too. Well, maybe watch other people. Good people watching day. Saturday, horse racing day, horse watching day. Monday, people watching day. Have a lot of fun out there and be safe. Couple show notes. I had Kelvin Crosby on. That just went live 2 days ago on April 29th. April 29th that went live. He is the deaf blind potter and the inventor of the See Me cane. So if you haven't got a chance to listen to that episode, it is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. As is another episode I'm going to talk about with a person that was kind enough to be on the podcast probably about 2 years ago, and I'm going to get to that in a second. But unbelievable. His thing, Kelvin Crosby's thing, is find joy. And when you listen to him and his story, he finds joy every day. And how he got to be there, though, is an interesting story. So please listen to that podcast. But you know what? You know how you know these podcasts are live? Sign up for the newsletter. Follow me, follow the podcast on all social platforms. Please do that. Please sign up on we'renotstumped.com and all of the social platforms. Shout out to the Limb Preservation Foundation. A week ago today, I went out to Colorado, Denver, Colorado area, and just had a great time. I was invited by Marcy Rubik, who is the executive director of the Limb Preservation Foundation. I had a couple different, well, really just one official thing I had to do, for one official duty, and I was the moderator for two excellent sessions that I learned a lot from the panelists that was on there. Special shout out to former guest Kayla Inman, who I got to meet in person that day, and I really liked that. I also met Jeff Solberg, who was another former guest of the podcast. I met him out there as well. But Kayla was the one that was responsible for introducing me to Marcy Rubik, and I really appreciate that, and I had a great time. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to overlay some pictures. So this is why you need to get to YouTube, of some of the fantastic people that I met at the Limb Preservation Foundation. Matter of fact, some future guests. But let's get to a past guest right now. One of the actually, I'm going to say this. Her name is Tracy LaMarche. She said the coolest thing, I think, that has ever been said on this podcast. And this is the way her podcast ended. When I asked her what it was like to get back on stage, she's a bodybuilder. She lost her right leg, and she continues to perform. She's an amazing person. And when I asked her what it was like to get back on stage, she goes, "I'm back, baby." The single most unbelievable quote I've ever had on this podcast. Matter of fact, let's play it right now.
Again, this whole process of amputating was to come back to who I am. And I got back on stage and I'm like, this is me. I'm back, baby.
Yeah, that was just awesome. But here's what she's doing now. She is doing a ride to End ALZ, which is Alzheimer's. And I'm going to read what she has going on. But let me do this. The URL is act.alz.org. Go there. You can look up Tracy LaMarche if you want to support her, because she's doing a ride to support research for Alzheimer's. Here's how you spell her name. Tracy LaMarche, TracyLaMarche. So if you're just listening, you have no excuse not to go to the website and type in that name and support what she's doing. So what I'm going to do right now, by the way, she was on season 3, episode 11. And again, the coolest quote I ever had on this podcast. So I'm going to read what she has going on here. I hope everyone can support it. If you're able to support it, great. If not, you can always support it by sharing the link on your own social profiles to support what she's doing for this ride. This is written from her perspective, but I'm going to read everyone what she has going on here. And here is what she said. This July, I will be participating in Ride to End ALZ South Carolina, a 3-day cross-state cycling journey. This ride is meaningful and monumental to me in so many ways. Last January, days before our wedding, my husband Blair lost his mother. She suffered with dementia for many years before she passed, but had spent so many more years as his cycling buddy and his biggest fan. An amazing woman that I never had the chance to meet. For the past 16 years, Blair has been part of Ride to End ALZ as a cyclist and medic, and this year I have the privilege of riding alongside him. Now I'm his cycling buddy and his biggest fan, just as he is mine. And again, this is Tracy talking, and I'll continue. This ride has an additional meaning for me. As a former runner, I was certain when I lost my right leg that I'd return to running, but that journey has been harder than I ever imagined. Cycling, however, has given me the freedom and open road feeling that I miss so much. Each mile has been hard-earned and literal blood, sweat, and tears, but slowly it's coming together. This ride will be the toughest, most grueling one I have ever done, and more than double the distance of anything I've ever ridden to date. It will also be my first century 100-miler. I can't think of a better reason to persevere or be a better way to earn that century than to do it alongside my amazing husband as we honor and ride in honor of someone he loved so much. We all know someone who has been affected by this terrible disease. I ride, and again, this is Tracy talking, I ride because I am inspired by the strength of nearly 7 million Americans living with this disease and the over 11 million family members and friends who provide them with care. We are closer than ever to discovering more treatments and ultimately a cure for those who are affected. I want to be part of that exciting progress being made to end Alzheimer's. Right now, there's no shortage of ideas in Alzheimer's research, only dollars. Will you join me by making a generous donation today? Together, we can be part of finding the first survivor of Alzheimer's. Thank you for cheering me on. Oh, I'll definitely be cheering you on. I'll do a little bit more than that, of course, Tracy, but unbelievable story. You know, on a personal note, my dad, towards the end of his life, came down with sepsis. And he was sick. Long story, don't want to get into, but unfortunately he came down with sepsis. And people that listen to this podcast know that I've had more than a few people who lived through sepsis shock and lost limbs. My dad didn't lose limbs, but unfortunately he lost a lot of his mental acuity. He was never officially diagnosed with Alzheimer's because it could have just happened, whatever happened with him, whether it was accelerated because of the sepsis or it was just because of sepsis, we'll never know. But he definitely suffered from a lot of the same traits before he passed away. And, you know, I'm sure just like Blair's mother, it doesn't matter. You know, they're your family, you care for them. And I think this is an amazing thing. I know Tracy and Blair are just so close. And I think this is this is a really neat thing she's doing. I don't see any reason. She's going to crush this. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be fun to watch. So again, here's how you get involved. I'm going to link to it. So if you want to go to the links, please do. But here's how you get involved if you're just listening to this podcast. Go to act.alz.org. There's a search bar. How you can donate, you can search. Her name is Tracy LaMarche, TracyLamarche. Her team is Hopfly Cycling DMF with Hopfly Brewing Company. Hopfly Brewing Company, that actually sounds pretty tasty right now. Maybe I'll go do that instead of watch people watching the Cinco de Mayo. Anyway, that is the show for today. Go support Tracy and everything she's doing with her husband Blair in honor of Blair's mother. But as I say at the end of every one of these podcasts on Thursdays, everyone, have a great week.